Hi CCC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today we're going to learn how to make this really cute Santa Claus hanger. Now you can use this to make a door hanger, or you can use it as just a regular ornament, or as an applique, whatever you want to do with these. It's up to you. This one I made is the one I'm going to show you today. I used a headband on here at the top, but I'm not going to use a headband today because I tried to make this as minimal as possible so that when you are making my projects you don't have to have a lot on hand. So I'm going to show you how to just do it as a hanger from the top, but if you wanted to, you could use a elastic hair piece and just crochet around it, and then you would start right where we start from this one as well. So that's up to you, but I am going to show you how to make the larger one. If you want to make it smaller, you can use a smaller hook and smaller yarn, and it will make your project smaller. If you want to make it even bigger than this one, which I'm going to show you how to do today, you could use a bigger hook and bigger yarn as well. You could also double your yarn and use a bigger hook. So that's totally up to you and what you want. Now I did use doll eyes for these, but you could just use black yarn and make a little eye there if you want. You do not have to use the doll eyes, okay? But I'm going to show you how to do those as well. I used a 5mm hook to make my Santa Claus here out with a hat, and like I said, I'm going to show you how to do it without the hair elastic piece. So we're going to make a magic circle, and we're going to do just like that, and then into this magic circle you're going to work 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And that's literally your hanger right there. If you wanted to pull it out more and make it longer, you could have. I should have, but I didn't. But you can do that if you want to make it an ornament. And then we'll work this end in very carefully at the end to make sure that it doesn't pull on our magic circle, and I'll show you how to do that. So now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and in this first stitch you're going to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then you're going to put 1 single crochet in your next stitch and 1 single crochet in the next. Then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And the first stitch right here, you're again going to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And then you're going to put 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work. In the first stitch, you're going to put 2 single crochets. And then you're going to single crochet in each stitch till the end. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch and 1 single crochet in each to the end. And again, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, put 2 single crochets in your first stitch here, and single crochet to the end. So this is all you're going to do to make the hat. You're increasing at the beginning of each row after you turn, and that's all you do. And I want you to keep doing this until you get 20 single crochets across. So just keep increasing and keep going until you get 20 single crochets all the way across, okay? And I'll meet you back in just a minute. Okay, so we've worked it into a triangle now, and we've got 20 single crochets across, as you can see. And so now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do just 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way down. So that would be a count of 20. So you're just going to keep doing single crochets all the way down. And then I'm going to show you how to make the edging for the Santa Claus hat with the white color, okay? So we're just going to keep working all the way down with single crochets. You're not going to finish it, and you're going to bring in your white. So you're going to go in, pull up, you've got 2 loops on your hook, keep them there, And then we're going to bring in our white or our cream color here. And then we're going to pull that right in just like this. And then I like to tie the back, and then we'll work these in later, just like this. And then I'm going to chain one and turn my work, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to chain two. So that's going to count as a double crochet. And then in this first stitch, I'm going to put 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2. And then I'm going to turn this into a popcorn stitch. So I'm going to go right into the top of my first double crochet, and then I'm going to pull this back onto my hook, my working yarn, and pull through that first one. Okay, so we've made a popcorn stitch just like that out of 3 double crochets. Then I'm going to go into my next stitch, and I'm going to put 1 single crochet into my next stitch and put 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to work another popcorn stitch. So in this stitch I'm going to put 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Pull that loop up, go into your first stitch, put the loop back onto your hook, and then pull that working loop there into the first double crochet that we did, just like that. Then you're going to go into your next stitch and work 1 single crochet, and into the next 1 single crochet, and then work another popcorn stitch. 3 double crochets in this stitch, 1, 2, and 3. Pull up a loop, go into the top of your first double crochet, put this back on your hook, and then pull through. Then go into your next stitch and put 1 single crochet, into the next 1 single crochet, and then work another popcorn stitch. So we're going to put 3 double crochets, 2 and 3. Pull up your loop, go into your first stitch, put this back on the hook, pull through, then go into your next stitch and put 1 single crochet, into the next 1 single crochet, and then work another popcorn stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Pull up, go into your first stitch, pull this back in, and then go into your next stitch and put us 2, and then in the next one, and both of those work 1 single crochet, and then work another popcorn stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Pull up a loop, go into the top of your first double crochet, put that loop back on your hook, and then pull through. Then do 1, 2, and 3 single crochets, and then in your last stitch you're going to work a popcorn stitch. 1, 2, and 3, and then go into your first double crochet, pull that loop onto your hook, and pull through. Okay, and now you've created that lovely edging for your hat. And now we're going to cut off, leave enough room to work that in, and just close with a chain 1, just like that. Okay, so now we've got our hat completed. If you wanted to go ahead and work in your ends, you can, but I'm not. I'm just going to place this to the side, and now we're going to start on the actual face. So we're going to bring in our pink yarn. So just leave your white off to the side, and you're going to make a magic circle. You're going to chain 2, and that counts as your first double crochet. And then you're going to put 11 more double crochets into the middle of your magic circle. So you'll have a total of 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then you can pull tight, and then you're going to close to the top of your first chain of 2. So let's count back to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So you're going to put a slip stitch to close just like that. Now you're going to go ahead and place a stitch marker on the 5th chain over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into this 5th chain over, you're going to put a stitch marker. So I'm just going to use a piece of yarn, and I'm going to pull that in right there. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to put a double crochet into the same spot that we just worked our chain of 3 out of. And so that counts as 2 double crochets. Then I'm going to go into my next stitch and put 2 double crochets, and into my next stitch and put 2 double crochets. And I'm just going to keep putting 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way around to my stitch marker. Okay, so right there, and I'm not going to work where my stitch marker is. That just shows me where I need to stop right before it. So I'm going to pull that out, and now I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to turn my work. Now I'm working back across this way. I'm not going that way. So into this first stitch, I'm going to put another double crochet. Into my next stitch, I'm going to put 1 double crochet. Into my next stitch, I'm going to put 2 double crochets. Into my next stitch, I'm going to put 1 double crochet. Into my next stitch, I'm going to put 2 double crochets. So you see, you're going to keep doing that, the 1 and 2, all the way around till the end of the other side. This 1 chain of 3, but you do need to work 1 double crochet into the top of that. But we're not going to finish that double crochet. We're just going to go through 2 and leave 2 there, because now we're going to go back to our white color. So we're going to pull this white in just like this, and then I'm going to tie off. Like that. And now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to turn my work into this first spot that I just worked into. I'm going to put a double crochet, so that counts as 2. Then I'm going to go into my next stitch and put 1 double crochet, into my next stitch and put 1 double crochet, and into the next I'm going to put 2 double crochets. Into the next, I'm going to put 1 double crochet. Into the next, I'm going to put 1 double crochet. And into the next, I'm going to put 2 double crochets. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way to the end. And remember, we're going to end here with these 2 double crochets, and they look a little funny, but you need to make sure that you remember to get into this last stitch here, this chain of 3, right there at the top of that, okay? And so now we've got some of our face completed. I'm going to show you what it looks like so far. So we just worked on this right here, and now we're going to work on this pretty little shell edging for the beard, okay? So now you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. And the same spot, you're going to put 2 more double crochets, just like that. Skip 1 stitch, go to the next and put 1 single crochet. Then skip 1 stitch, go to the next, and work 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to skip a stitch, go into your next stitch, put a single crochet, skip a stitch, go into the next, and put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to skip a stitch, go into the next, put a single crochet, skip a stitch, go into the next, and put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, skip a stitch, go into the next, put a single crochet, skip a stitch, go into the next, and put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, skip a stitch, go into the next, put a single crochet, skip a stitch, go into the next, and put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip a stitch, go into the next stitch, put a single crochet, skip a stitch, go into the next, and put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip a stitch, go into the next, put a single crochet, skip a stitch, go into the next, put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to skip a stitch, go into the next, and you're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put a single crochet all the way across here. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a single crochet and, well, chain 1 first, and then right here around this double crochet you're going to put a single crochet. Then in this space right here you're going to put a single crochet. Then in this space right here you're going to put a single crochet, and in this space. So you're just working single crochets all the way across in all the spaces that you can. This doesn't have to be exact, and there's not an exact number either. You're just trying to make it look good with the single crochets across the top. This is going to line up with your hat, okay? But like I said, it doesn't have to be exact. Just work single crochets all the way across, just like this. And then when you get to the other side, you're going to do the same thing you did over there. You're going to put a single crochet in each of these stitches. And then you can cut off and you're done with the face. Okay, so I went ahead and worked in all my ends. And you really should have left, and I'm sorry I didn't tell you this and I didn't do it either, but when you finish the single crochet across, when you go to cut off for that, you should have left a long piece to work in, but I didn't, so I just had to put some on a darning needle, but that's okay. So I'm going to turn this over to the back side, and I'm going to turn this over to the back side, and I'm going to place this right up here in line underneath these popcorn stitches. So I want to show you how I sew this on real quick. So I'm going to line this up with the side that I want facing in and the other side facing out. Okay, and so I'm just going to line these up right here. I'm going to bring in my darning needle, and I'm just going to go right below, working in the yarn facing this way. So I'm not going through deep into the yarn so that you can see it from the other side. So I'm just trying to go through this first loop here, and I'm just going to sew this together, and I'll leave a little piece hanging so that I can work that in. Unfortunately, I'll have to do that because I didn't keep it on there. So again, you're just going to line this up. You're going to go through, try to go through both loops, and then go through this top layer right here to go under the white part of the hat. And I think I'll just work over this as I go. And again, I'm just pulling up each stitch And I'm trying to catch the back part of these so that you can't see it from the front. And that's what you're going to keep doing all the way down to the end, just working that in. And then I'll be back in just a minute to show you what that looks like, and then we'll work on the mustache. Okay, so we've attached the hat to the face now, and now we're going to make the mustache. So what you're going to do for the mustache is you're going to make a slip knot, and then you're going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Into the second chain from the hook, you're going to put a slip stitch. And the next stitch, you're going to put a single crochet. And the next stitch, you're going to put a half double crochet. And the next stitch, you're going to put a half double crochet. And the next stitch, you're going to put a double crochet. And then into the next stitch, you're going to put a slip stitch. Okay, and then you're going to mirror that on the other side. So now in the next stitch, you're going to put a double crochet. And the next stitch, you're going to put a half double crochet. And the next stitch, you're going to put a half double crochet. And the next stitch, you're going to put a single crochet. And then the next stitch, you're going to put a slip stitch. Then you can tighten that up at the end, and you're going to turn your work. Now we're going to be working across this way. So you're going to go right into this stitch that you were just working in and put a slip stitch. Into the next stitch, you're going to put a single crochet. Into the next stitch, you're going to put a half double crochet. Into the next stitch, you're going to put a half double crochet. And the next stitch, you're going to put a double crochet. And into the next stitch, you're going to put a slip stitch. And then just like we did on the other side, and I'm working over my ends here, you're going to put a double crochet in your next stitch, a half double crochet in your next stitch, a half double crochet in your next stitch, a single crochet in your next stitch, and then a slip stitch into your last stitch. And then you're going to slip stitch to close going into your very next stitch here. That doesn't have to be exactly right. You just want this to look like a mustache. So if you miss something, or you know, you don't give up, just keep trying to go around. It can be hard to go around work like that. Then you're going to cut off, leaving enough to work in your mustache, because we're going to sew that on. So you're going to pull through with a chain 1. I worked over this piece in the back so I can cut that off. And now we're going to work on the nose. Okay, very easy stuff here. And now to work the nose, what you're going to do is you're simply going to make a magic circle, and you're going to do 12 half double crochets into your magic circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, then you're going to pull tight. You're going to join at the top here to make a slip stitch and a close, and then you're going to leave a good piece on the end because you're going to work this in, and then you can just pull through with a chain 1, just like this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and sew our mustache on. So where I place the mustache is I place it right here at the end, just like this, so that all you have is a little piece here at the bottom, kind of like the mouth showing through. Then I'm going to put the end onto my darning needle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack this mustache down. I'm not going to go through every little edge of it, you know, through every piece. I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to hold this in place with a stick pin so it stays where I want it to. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take my darning needle and I'm just going to go right through the middle just like this. Just kind of weaving it back and forth to keep this in place. Just like that. And then I can turn it over and work through the back of it 3 times into the white. And you could even go down into the beard if you need to. Okay, and then you're going to cut off. Okay, and now you're going to place the nose right like this. So I'm going to work in this piece right here from the middle. So I'm going to work this in. I just want to make sure that this never comes undone. And then you can cut off. And then I can put my long piece tail that I left onto my darning needle. And then I'm going to place my nose right here on top like this of the mustache to give it some dimension right here in the middle. And then I'm just going to take my darning needle and I'm going to go in and out around my nose. And again, I'm not going through every single stitch. You can if you want to, but I just want this tack down because this is a decoration. I can do this. Now, if this is going to be an applique for an outfit or something, or a sweater, then you want to make sure that you work in your ends a little better than that, okay? But just like that, and then I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to work this end in as well. 3 times. Okay, and now all we have to do is put in our eyes. I'm going to place them as I'm just going to put one on each side where these holes are. Since this yarn was a little bit thinner, it's a little holier, so I just put them in those holes right there, right beside the nose. And then I'll flip these over. So I found the ends here and I just place them just like this. Some people do them the other way, some people burn the backs, whatever you want to do, but this is how I do mine. And I do not burn them, so, and I've never had a problem, but some people, if this is for children, I think like to do that for safety. So then I place those on just like that, and then I turn over, and I've got the cutest Santa Claus in the world, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you this end right up here that we need to work in. Remember, I told you you needed to be careful with that because this was a magic circle. Okay, so when I pull on it, you can still pull that end out a little bit. So what I want to do is I just want to pull this, turn this over to the back side of my work. And what I'm going to do is the first time I go in, I'm just going to go right through here, and I'm going to pull very, very gently. Okay, so that I don't pull this down. And now I can go a little bit harder with it into my next one. And I'm going to work this, instead of working it in 3 times, I'm going to work it in 4 or 5 times, just because it came from the magic circle. And by the time you get into those, it won't matter. It won't pull on it. It was just that first time you pull it in that you need to be careful. Okay? And voila, you've got a beautiful Santa Claus. So if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to ask. You can ask below in the YouTube comment section. I try to get to all my comments. if you need any help or anything. And you can, but if you're not comfortable with that, you can find my Gmail, my Instagram, my Facebook, and my TikTok in the description box below. And yeah, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notify me bell below so that you can get notified of my future videos. And please share, guys. That helps more than anything, and I really appreciate it. I'll see you again soon for another fun Christmas project. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.